My channel. So today I am back to share with you my updated book tour for 2022. I can't remember when I last did one. I've got a feeling it was 2021, maybe the summer, so I think it's been like a year and a half, and since then I've obviously had my unintentional break. I'm still an avid reader. I love reading, and if I had time I would definitely do and be like a booktuber. One of my biggest passions. It's something that I've based my channel around over the last 4 or 5 years, and I love reading so much. So I thought it would only be right to come back doing Vlogmas and share with you my bookshelf and how it's evolved over the last year or so. Nothing too much has changed, but I've unhauled some bits. When I say unhauled, I mean they've basically just gone up into the attic. So I've taken quite a lot of like I don't want to say mumsy books, but at the same time you sort of know the gist if you've read them or whatever. So a lot of them have gone up into the attic, and I am making way for books that I know that I love and I'm here for. I've definitely found like my groove now. I used to think I liked a certain book, and then I discovered a new sort of genre, for example like a Colleen Hoover and stuff, and my taste has changed, so my bookshelf has changed to reflect that. Having said that, I would say I do 90% of my reading on my Kindle. I am really toxic in the sense of I love to buy books and I love to have a book collection, but I don't actually read them physically. I read them on my Kindle. It's so bad. I'm so aware of it, but I can't change it. They look so beautiful, but at the same time I don't read them, so it's a problem. I'm not as a massive collector as I used to be. But anyway, I'm going to stop the rambling. I'm going to let you watch this video. I hope you will enjoy it. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you like my shelf. Let me know who your favourite author is, whether you've figured out your groove and who's your favourite compared to who it was a couple of years ago. That's the thing with reading, is that it adapts all the time and it changes so much. So that's enough from me. Let's get into the video. Like I said in the intro, I don't think too much has changed on my bookshelf since I last filmed a video. I could be wrong, because my collection, I've definitely unhauled quite a lot of books. Let's get all the way down to the bottom. There we go. But I think on the whole, they're pretty similar than what they were when I last filmed one. And I think it's maybe been 2 years. Has it been 2 years, a year and a half since I last filmed one? So I'm not going to pull all of the books out. I'm just going to sort of go through shelf by shelf. Since I last filmed this video, I know I've taken off Millie Johnson, I've taken off Lucy Diamond, Heidi Swain. I don't know if there's any more that I've taken off, but I've definitely changed my tastes over the years, and I've now come to the realisation that I don't need to keep those books. So let's start at the top, shall we? I'm going to move you forward a little bit. So I'm hoping you can see these okay. So up in this left hand corner I've got the Dimily series by Estelle Mascom. They are a complete trilogy, and I read those probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and I really liked them. My friend Rosie was getting rid of them, so she gave me those. Then here I've got my Jane Fallons. I am missing either 1 or 2 of her new ones, but I've got quite a good collection of hers, but my covers don't match, so that's why they're up at the top. I've got what is this, A Promise of Fire. I've never read this one. I've got Heir of Fire Duplicate. I'm not really too sure why that's there, it's just a filler. I've got my Good Girl's Guide to Murder Club by Holly Jackson, a Jennifer L. Armentrout, which I haven't read, one I got from Poundland called Remix by Non Pratt. Then I have got my Sally Rooney's and my Scythe by Neil Schusterman. No, it's not Scythe, is it? It's Scythe by Neil Schusterman. Still in the cellophane. I still need to finish that series, but I don't know why, I just can't finish it. It's been so long since I read the first one. So anyway, that is that. Then we've got my Carol shelf. I haven't read a Carol Matthews book in over a year. She's just not for me anymore, but I can't part with this beautiful shelf. It's a work of art and I love it. All of her covers go really well together, and I love the shelf. Am I going to read them all? Probably not, but that's my Carol shelf and that will stay there forever. Then going down, we've got a little bit more of a rainbow shelf. So we've got Heartstopper graphic novels here, 1 through 4. I read them for the first time last year, reread them this year, and I loved them so much more after seeing the TV show. Then I've got This Winter and Nick and Charlie. These are the novellas. The only one I haven't read is This Winter. And by the time this video has gone up, I've probably read it. I've got Danny Atkins. I unhauled all of my Danny Atkins bar this one because it was my favourite, but I don't have anywhere to put it, so I've just popped it up the top. Then we've got my Emily Henry collection, so I've only got 3. They're the only 3 that are out, I think. I've read You and Me on Vacation, which was one of my 5 stars this year, and I'm saving these for next year, I think. I don't know why, but I am. Then we've got my Paige Toon collection. If you're an OG viewer, you'll know that Paige Toon is one of my favourite authors of all time. Let's just slide you across like that. I love Paige Toon. If I'm being perfectly honest, her newer books haven't hit the spot. 5 Years From Now, which is this white one over here, is one of my favourite books of all time. I've never felt emotion like I did reading that book. Next to it, One Perfect Summer, again, is one of my favourites. Her most recent one, I believe, is Someone I Used to Know. She took a year out of publication. Or was it The Minute I Saw You? Either or of these. They just haven't hit how the older ones used to, but I still love Paige Toon. She's now got a new publisher. I think she's now with Penguin, so the covers aren't going to match again, and I'm not a huge fan of the new cover, but there we go. That's my Paige Toon section. And then right over here we have got my 2 Dreamland Billionaire books by Lauren Asher. I've read the first, haven't read the second. I just got it because I started the collection, and the covers are beautiful. Let me get one of the covers out. I've also got crystals in here. Woo! That's a stone, but the other ones are crystals. Just move that to the side. These covers are absolutely stunning, and I just couldn't not get the set. I'm waiting for the 3rd one to come out. Is this going to focus? There we go. Look how stunning they are. I love those. So yeah, I've read the first. I'm yet to read the second, and then right at the very end, hang on, I have got Sally Thorne's The Hating Game, which I still need to read. Also, here is my reading journal. I just keep it up here for easy access and easy read, and I've also got some tabs up there as well. So that is that shelf. Moving on to shelf number 4, I have got my Sophie K collection, and then I've got a couple of miscellaneous around here. So let's move the IKEA plant pot, and then let's just give you a full pan so you can see what I'm working with. Okay, so we have got my Sophie K standalones over here. They go up to here. I have read 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, I'm so bad. This is so bad of me. I haven't read a Sophie in a really long time. I read this one, the yellow one. I did a book video on it last year before. It was okay, but it was a 2-star, and it's just sort of put me off. And then I've read up to book 3. I think I'm on to book, I've got book 4 to read of The Shopaholics, and it just got a little bit silly. Do I own all 9? Yes. Have I got 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 to read. Of course I have. Can't do maths, can I? They just look so beautiful, but I haven't read them, and this is a problem. I have read the To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han, so I've got those. And then over here to the right, I have got Malibu Rising, Daisy Jones and the Six, 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've read these 2. I'm yet to read Malibu. I'm saving that for like springtime. And then I've got these 2 just because they look nice and they just fill the space. I also have the first one by Stephanie Perkins, the Paris one, but I don't know why that is. It didn't have space for it. So that is the 4th shelf. I also have some more crystals here. These are my rougher crystals. There we go. So I've got a bit of rose quartz. I've got aventurine, blue calcite, and is that snowy quartz? Yeah. So they just live there. Okay, moving on. Oh, I also forgot these. So just hidden up here, I have got Carol Matthews because she didn't fit on there. I've got Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry because I haven't had space for it. And then I've got Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, which I do want to read. I'll probably read that springtime next year. Moving down, I have got the start of my fantasy section. So this is predominantly Sarah J Maas. So over here I've got some Leigh Bardugos with some more crystals. I haven't read a Leigh Bardugo. I am really put off from reading Shadow and Bone because everyone says that you can read The Six of Crows, which I have got further down, you'll see in a minute. They say you can read that without reading Shadow and Bone. However, I just feel like I need to read it, but I just have got absolutely no urge to pick them up. So I've got those. Then I have got the classic edition of ACOTAR, one of my favourite series of all times. I don't really like the bright and colourful ones. I probably will get them at some point just to add to the collection because obviously A Court of Silver Flames came out and it is bright orange. Not really fitting in with the aesthetic, but there we go. Then we move on to my Throne of Glass. So I've done it in a different order just because I didn't want Tower of Dawn to sit right in the middle of the white book. So we've got Tower of Dawn, which is book 6, and it's Chaol's like spin-off, I guess. And then we've got Assassin's Blade, which is the novella. Then we've got Throne of Glass, kind of Midnight Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows. This is where I'm currently up to. My next one is Empire of Storms. I started reading this, and if you've read this series, please let me know. I started reading Empire of Storms, and I was like, have I read book 4? I read book 4 in April. I started to read Empire of Storms in November, and I cannot remember for the life of me what happened. It's starting in a really weird place, and I had to DNF it. I will go back to it, but yeah, so that's that. And then we've got Kingdom of Ash here, which is the last one. Then I have got my Crescent City books. So in the UK, the paperback came out. I'm going to hate myself for pulling these out. And this is House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. This is the UK edition. I don't really like it. So on eBay, I went and bought myself the American edition. I'm sorry, can we just compare the two? There is no comparison. Look how beautiful this edition is. It's stunning. So I got the American edition thinking that it was the same as the international. Oh no, I was so wrong. So when this one came out, House of Sky and Breath, I thought they'd be the same, but they couldn't be further apart. Look how different they are. The height, the spines, it's just so different. But these covers are so much better than the other one. So we've also got House of Sky and Breath, and if you're wondering where I got this from, because this isn't a UK edition, this is the international edition. I ordered it from a website. Can't remember what it's called, but it's an Irish book website. So that is where I got that from. So that is my Sarah J Maas shelf. Okay, so the next shelf is a completely random shelf. Over here I've got Crooked Kingdom and Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Still haven't read those. I've then got the Lucinda Riley Seven Sisters series. So I've read book 1, I've got all of the books, but I've only read book 1. I don't know why I get such big book fear. I really enjoyed the Seven Sisters, but I just haven't committed to any others. So I've got Storm Sister, Shadow Sister, Pearl Sister, The Moon, Sun and The Missing. So I got all of these secondhand, and I would also say that 80% of my books on my shelf are secondhand. Next I've got the Bloodlines series by Richelle Mead. I've had these for years. I am currently up to Fiery Heart. Again, it's one that I really want to finish and I really enjoy it when I'm in it, but when I'm out of it, I don't ever think about going back. So I need to finish that probably next year. I probably say this every year because I started Bloodlines maybe like 3 years ago. and I haven't continued with it. I used to be a series binger, so I would wait until all series are out, then I would binge them and then move on, whereas now I'll read one, and then I won't go back to it for like 8-9 months. V.E. Schwab's Darker Shade of Magic series, again, I bought it because of the hype. I really wanted to read it. I wanted to read something slightly different, something magical, never picked it up. And I've got 2 of my after books. The other ones don't fit, so I've just put those 2 there. I don't have anywhere else to put them because they're so chunky. So that is that shelf. This next shelf is the majority of my Cassandra Clare collection. So over on the left we've got the Mortal Instruments, sorry. We've got the Mortal Instruments by Cassie Clare. I've read all of those. I loved them. I read them all within maybe like a month when I did, and I loved them so much. Then we have the Infernal Devices, which is Clockwork Angel, Prince and Princess. Again, I read those back to back. Absolutely loved them. Had the time of my life. Yeah, very special books to me, like everybody else that does sort of booktube and things like that. Then I've got the Dark Artifices 1 through 3, so we've got Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows and Queen of Air and Darkness. They are the ones that I read most recently. I think I finished those in 2019, I think. Was it 2020? I'm not too sure. And I want to read Chain of Gold, Chain of Iron, and I'm waiting for the new one to come out before. When I read a Cassie, I like to read them all in one go. I like to be immersed in the world and really devour it. Like I said, when I read a series like a Cassie Clare, I want to be in it. So I'm waiting for the next one to come out, which I can't remember what the name is. I remember the cover. But I've got Chain of Gold and Iron ready to go, and then when the new one comes out and is on Libby, I'll download it because I think it's coming out in hardback first. Then we've got the Bane Chronicles and Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. I haven't read them, but they just complete the set. 1 through 3 of Vampire Academy. Love this series, really underrated, absolutely smashed it. Such a good series. And then we've got Discover of Witches there as well. Over here I have got the Mary E. Pearson series, which I've got a feeling will be coming round soon on TikTok. Not that I watch TikTok, but it's the Remembrance Chronicles or something, is that what it's called? The Remnant Chronicles, there you go, that's what it is. Are we going to focus today? Yes. One of Mary E. Pearson's other series is currently doing the rounds, and it's got quite a lot of popularity, so I've got a feeling that these have now been recovered, but I've got a feeling they're going to be quite popular soon, so I want to read them. It's the Kiss of Deception, Heart of Betrayal and the Beauty of Darkness series, so we've got those there. They are American paperbacks, as are my other Rochelle Meads down here, which is 4 through 6. So we've got Blood Promise, Spirit Bound and Last Sacrifice. And if you haven't read Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, I really recommend it. I absolutely loved that series. Even though it's quite old now, still think it's worth a read. Then we've got the Red Queen series. Again, I loved it when I read it. I haven't finished it. I've still got Warstorm to finish. Do I think I'll pick it up? No, probably not. But it has a place in my heart, so I've got that. Then down at the bottom we've got Daughter of Smoke and Bone series by Laini Taylor. Again, I got those in the works. It was 3 for £5. It was when I was in my phase of wanting to read fantasy books. And I thought I would like it, and I just have never picked it up. Finally, to finish off my bookshelf, I have got my Rick Riordans. So I have almost finished Percy Jackson. I've got one more to go, and then I've then got the Heroes of the Olympus book set as well, which is the next ones that I'll be moving on to. So that completes my bookshelf. It goes up and up and up. This is the Billy bookcase. I'm sure you'll all know, but what I've done is I've actually bought more of these. I bought, I think, an additional 2 shelves and then staggered it so I could fit more books. So that is my bookshelf. I just have one more little section to show you, which is my coho section. I have its very own little space in my sitting room, so I will take you over there now. Okay, so I'm now holding this, so it's probably going to be a little bit more shaky, but this is my little section of books in the sitting room. And we've got this new unit, Ellie gave it to us, and I wanted to have a little cubby designated to my favourite books. So we've got another Sarah J Maas. I got these on Facebook. I think it was, were they 3 for £1 or £1 each? And I couldn't not have a second copy. I know it's ridiculous, but they're the old covers. They're not in print anymore, and I just love them. And I think they look really, really nice in here. And then I've got my Coho. So I have got Slammed. May as well go through all of these with you. I've got Maybe Now from The Works. I still need to get the first 2, but there we go. I just love the new covers. This is part of the Slammed series. So we've got This Girl and Point of Retreat. And then look at this. Ready? Look how clever! I love it. So we've got those. I have got, obviously, the classic, which is It Ends With Us, which was my first Coho. Hopeless, which I cannot wait to read. I don't even read the blurbs on these. I literally just buy them. I treat myself every time I go into The Works. Ugly Love. And then I've got November 9, which by the time this video goes up, I probably would have read, because I want to read it in November. So we've got that one. Aren't they just so beautiful, the new covers? And then behind, hang on, let me just pull these off. Look at me destroying my shelves today. I have got Twisted Love by Anna Huang, which looks like that. The other ones are currently in the works as well. I think they're £6. Put it down, please. But they're also on Kindle Unlimited. So until I know that I like it, I'm not going to buy them for the shelf. That's probably something that I'm going to wait for Christmas. And then I've got books 1 through 3. Florency, shh. I've got books 1 through 3 of Shatter Me. I've had these for years. These are the American floppy ones. My friend Rosie is currently rereading, and I'm so tempted. No, she's not rereading. She's reading for the first time. And I'm so tempted to give them a go again. But it's just finding time to designate, oh God, I can't talk today, am I okay? To designate time to read them. But they are 1 through 3. If you have read the Shatter Me series, what are the other books like? Are they worth it? I've heard really mixed reviews, whether it should have just been left as was, or whether the newer ones are worth a read. Let me know, because if they are worth the read, I might ask for them for Christmas. So that is everything. I hope you all really enjoyed this video. I hope you all like my shelves. It's taken me such a long time to get them the way they are. Are they perfect? No. But do I love them? Yes. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.